This material is a part of the Oklahoma Historical Society's Oral History Program Living Legends collection. The only date we have for this material is the year 1966. This material is a fragment of a speech given by Robert Kennedy when he was on the OU campus, or the University of Oklahoma campus, in Norman, Oklahoma. There is no introduction to this speech. The recording begins after the speech has begun, and there is no sign-off for this speech. It simply fades away or ends in mid-sentence. This material is being re-recorded on October the 11th, 1985, for inclusion in the permanent collections of the Oral History Program by Judith Michener.
Can I ask you a question? I'll ask you two questions. One, how many of you would be in favor just flatly of a deferment for college students in the draft? And then I'll ask you how many of you against it. First, how many are in favor of it? Just if you raise your hand. If you raise your hand, those who are in favor of it.
Something.
And now how many are against it?
Half the crowd raised their hands.
Now let me just ask girls. How many of the girls are in favor of it, the draft deferment for boys? And how many are against it? That's going to break up some romance. Excuse me? Yes, I'm against it. I said I'm against the deferment. I wouldn't put it on the basis of how well they do in school or in college. You know, the fact is that the lower economic groups are bearing the burden, by and large, a heavier percentage of the burden of the war in Vietnam. If you just look, for instance, our lowest economic group here in the United States are Negroes. Negroes serve in much higher percentage in Vietnam than they do in the population here in the United States, and the casualties in Vietnam are much heavier amongst the lower economic groups, people who frequently cannot afford to go on to a university, can't afford to go on to a college, such as the Negroes. Much higher percentage, they're bearing a much higher percentage of the casualties than those of the higher economic groups. And I think that with the struggle going on, that's inequitable and unfair, and I think it really has to be ended in some way.
Senator Kennedy?
Yeah.
What are your views concerning the published version of Manchester's book?
I haven't read it. And I don't plan to. Should I answer something?
Question from the audience. Someone asked, from your recent South African trip, what is your prediction for the emergence of South Africa?
What is my prediction about the emergence of South Africa?
Yes.
Well, I think they've emerged. I think that the form in which they emerge, and I don't look for a change in the policies of apartheid that exist in South Africa for a long, long period of time. I am not optimistic about the developments in South Africa.
Senator Kennedy?
Yeah.
In regard to your remark, you mentioned about the youth of this country and the importance of the youth to the ideas of the world. Apparently there is a proposal for the Oklahoma State Legislature to reduce the minimum age of voting to 19 years of age. I realize it's a state function, but what is your attitude towards reducing the minimum voting age throughout the country?
I would reduce the minimum voting age to about 12 myself. When they get above 25, I begin to lose them very rapidly.
As a native of Formosa, I understand that the United States government has been giving military aid to the Chiang Kai-shek regime. And with this U.S. money, Chiang Kai-shek has used it to suppress the revolutions of Formosan people. And this tragic fact has been well known throughout the world.
The Formosan democracy for self-determination and independence has been greatly discouraged by the U.S. support of Chiang Kai-shek. And it is my understanding that the United States stands for self-determination and independence, as it is clearly manifested in Vietnam. How do you justify the self-contradictory position on Formosa?
I can't tell you the truth. The basic question was the people of Taiwan or Formosa are not basically permitted to participate in their governmental affairs, the people that live on the island. That the government has been taken over and the legislature has been taken over by the Chinese, and the local people, who are the vast majority of the population, have no say in what is happening in their country. And the United States is fighting in Vietnam for self-determination. How do we rationalize, or how do we explain our policy in Formosa? And why don't we why do we continue to give money and financial and military support to Chiang Kai-shek when he won't permit the people to participate in their own governmental affairs? And I don't think that there is a satisfactory explanation. I think that the people of Taiwan, people of Formosa, should have the right to participate, and I think that the United States should make it quite clear to Chiang Kai-shek and to the others that they should have the right to select their own leaders, and that we are very interested in the fact that the people of Formosa, as we are interested in the people of South Vietnam, having self-determination and the right to determine their own destiny. I'll do it.